Hi everyone, and welcome to the latest Journeyman video with me, Steve, Meatman Soccer here in Qatar. And well, since the last video we've gone through quite a lot of results. Unfortunately there was a couple of mishaps. There was meant to be a couple of videos in between here, but I ran into a few technical problems which I'll talk about soon. But fundamentally we've played all our matches since taking over. We started off here against Mesaimeer. Got a 2-2 draw there, then a 1-1 draw against Al Qatar. We lost against Al Shamal. Then we finished the league campaign with 2 wins, and then there was a cup victory, which I'll tell you about soon. Fundamentally, in the league itself, we finished third, 3 points off the top 2 positions. And it was Malti actually won the league on the last kick of the season in a head-to-head match against Al Shamal. We had some good games and some poor games. It was, you know, it's been a tricky period at times. No doubt about it whatsoever. Sorry, this was actually our first match. This 1-1 draw against Al Qatar. Mohamedou Diawara, the target man, he has scored a few decent goals for us. In fact, actually he finished top scorer in the league, 11 goals in 18 appearances. Now, I'm really quite pleased with how he's performed as a target man. Our best performance was this 5-3 win against a team called Al Makia. We really looked good in this match, I thought. We'll have a look at the stats for this, and we had an XG of 3.39, in fact, which is pretty damn high. Played really well in this game. I was dead impressed with us. Diawara come up with a goal. We bagged a couple of goals from long throws here at Al Mesaimeer. But you know, we've been inconsistent. We had this 1-0 win against Al Bidr to finish the season. Al Bidr haven't been very good. We were outplayed by them really, but we managed to sneak a win. And now the cup. I did a cup video against Mesaimeer, and it was a cracking match. We actually won it 3-2 after extra time. But then I clicked something after the game in the I was looking at schedules and stuff, and it crashed the game. So basically I recorded a video and I wasted 25 minutes of my time. It was a brilliant game actually. They went down to 10 men after 23 seconds. So it's one of them gutting ones where you get a result and it's all gone, it's lost forever. Maybe I'll have to release the outtake of that video one time in the future or something along them lines. But I wasn't going to play the match again in detail at all. I just basically tried to replay it 2 or 3 times on commentary only, and I lost every time. And then I had the bright idea of just changing the skin to a skin which had an instant result, and I managed to, at the first time of asking, actually the instant result, got the 1-0. So this 1-0 didn't play this game. This is purely generated result by the computer or whatever you want to call it. But it's a win, isn't it? A 92nd minute winner. It's but it keeps with the authenticity of the save, which I felt was important because it was one of the board requests that we reached the second round of the cup. So fair is fair, and we're into this next round of the cup now against Al Shamal, who are a club who finished 4th in the Stars League, which is the top league in Qatar. It's a good performance from them. I think they must have qualified for some sort of Asian Cup thing or whatever in there. They were predicted to finish quite low, so they've had a good year. Looks like their key player is a centre back called Kara. 51 Senegal caps for him. Been around the block in Europe. Genk, Tromsø in Norway actually, I can't remember him there, but Genk, Anderlecht, Nantes, he had a spell. I remember him at Nantes actually, didn't do much there, but he's finding life obviously in Qatar quite good. He's on a decent wage, 45k a week, and you know, he's going to be a hard bloke to get past, isn't he, this club Al Shamal. It's a 21,000 stadium. I don't know how authentic that looks. I think it's real. I think, yeah, I mean, it looks alright, doesn't it? But we're going to be hosting them in this game, so we're going to move into the match now. We've stuck with this one tactic we've had all year, and I thought about just adding a preset that had done in some other saves, but there's no point just for one game. We are the underdogs. We probably expected to lose, but you never know. As I say, the key things to look out for are the target man Mamadou Diawara, Wanda Luis, who's we're still thinking about whether we're going to add him a contract, but he's slightly injured here ahead of this game. Let's have a look at his medical report. He does have a slight injury, tight calf, but he's absolutely fine. He's good to go according to the fitness test. Capable of playing in the forthcoming fixture with a minimum risk of complications, so we're going with him. We may have to go early on defensive if we start to struggle. You know, they are. I don't know what the actual odds are. Where are the odds? For some reason, they're not shown here. But yeah, it's going to be tricky, isn't it? There they are. They're the favourites. I'll say your favourites. They're not odds on. But let's see how we get on in this fixture and team selection. That we've already decided on it. And let's go into the game of football. This could be the last match of the season that we have. It's weird in Qatar, you play the league and then you play the cup. It's pretty unusual in terms of that. They're expected to go 4-4-2. I think we'll go and just say hands in pockets. Go out there and give their fans their money's worth passionately. Didn't get any reaction from the players at all, unfortunately. We are in this fantastic 68,000 capacity stadium. We were expected to get a fairly decent capacity, actually. Attendance at nearly 2,000, which would be a record for us in this cup. Attendances are not big at this team. I'm going with extended highlights. I was going to do just key highlights on videos, but I just felt, and I did a few tests of key highlights, you just don't see enough out of the games. So apologies if some of the highlights do overrun a little bit, but I personally have to do extended. Personally, I know a lot of people do key highlights, but I just don't get enough out of key highlights. You end up just seeing sometimes goals and that's it. In certain instances, you don't get a really good feel for the game. So I'm sticking with extended, even for these videos. As they get forward, it's a save early doors from our goalkeeper. Body language is good. They're going 4-4-2, which is interesting. We should win the midfield battle to a degree. They started well though, with a lot of chances, half chances. Do I need to change that to anything? Can I customise that? What should we change that to? Because we've got the stats on the left hand side. Probably have a look at my own stats, maybe? Something like that. Goalkeeper for us with a long ball over the top as they attack. They survived 17 minutes against this team above us in a higher division. They looked across it. That's really poor defending. That's shocking defending. He won the ball back and then he lost it stupidly. So give away a free kick, comes in. And the header from them, and that's the key man, we said, didn't we? Kara. I've noticed in this league, anyone who's big has got a huge advantage because a lot of the local lads are quite small. But you can be big or small. There's no one marking him at all. The setup for that is shocking. I'll maybe have to look at that in the future, but Jesus Christ. That was horrendous. I think there's quite a bit of work to do with this team in the off-season. We give the ball away terribly there again, and they should have scored a second goal. We just cannot get into this game at all in any form. Possession, shots, whatever you want to call it, we're really struggling in this game. The players are motivated. And maybe, I think there's a big gap between the top two leagues, because I noticed in the relegation promotion playoff the team in the Stars League won against a side which I thought was pretty good from the second tier. I think there may well be a decent gap between the two leagues. We've not even had a shot in anger here. We have now, but 1.91 expected goal against isn't disastrous. They're clearly the better team. Now, Wonder Luis, can we get something on the break here? This would be a bit of a turn up for the books. Tabooby, can he shoot? He can, but it's blocked. And that's probably our best highlight of the half. Is that Benjamin Lecomte? For some reason, I thought they managed to sign a goalkeeper from France, which would have been some coup. But it's a different Lecomte. Right, at half time we're really struggling here. I think we're going to have to show me something else. At least that's motivated a few. And we're going to have to look at the tactics, because clearly something is just not working here. The goalkeeper's having the best game. It says it all, doesn't it? Probably take off the lad that's got a yellow card. Isn't the worst idea, is it? We'll put Majoub in there. Can we change the roles? I think we're going to have to maybe look a little bit more positive in this second half. We don't want to be time wasting anymore. Maybe just move the tempo a little bit higher. We still want to play for set pieces. Roll it out. We don't want to slow the pace anymore. We're still countering. We're not counter pressing. The pressing will just move to slightly more urgent, just sort of normal levels there, and hopefully that can improve things. Maybe we can bring this to a wing back support role, 4-3-1-2. Let's just hope we can get a good reaction from the players. I'm not expecting miracles in this half. We've only been at the club for what? 5 matches. This is our 5th match, so we haven't got guys used to each other. We've only got one tactical system in place. And they've done well here on this right hand side. Obviously Carr has had a good game. We knew it would be really hard to get much against him. I mean, we've settled down to a degree in this period. They haven't looked as threatening. I've got a goal kick from Jafari Kaku with the ball. Al Shibli. We haven't got much width in the team. That's why we're going with this narrow formation. So I couldn't change it to wingers even if I wanted to, really, unless we went asymmetrical. And you get this feeling, I think a lot of you will relate, when you're actually at a new club, you almost feel a little bit powerless sometimes. Oh, they should have scored a second. You almost feel powerless to a degree in that you just don't really know what to expect. It's like, unless you've got some really preset tactics that you use at every club you go to, then it's hard, isn't it? You just kind of feel like you're just growing into the safe, getting to know your team, and you don't really know what works and what doesn't. The dressing room's often against you. The players are not familiar with your tactics, and there's only so much you can do in the early stages at a new club, I believe. Especially if you're attempting to sort of build around the players rather than bring your own tactic in. There's not really much we can do. Ebby's had a bad game, so we'll bring on another striker. Centre back's having a bad match there as well. The full backs are having shockers. In fact, most of the defence are having a shocking night. To be honest, I think what we're going to do, we're going to go very attacking with a mentality. We're still going to play for set pieces because it may be our best chance. Just move a bit higher with the line now. We want them getting involved a bit more, and I think that will do it. I don't want to. I've not got any preset tactics for going gung ho or anything yet. In time, we'll have that. See if we can maybe just fire them up for the last few minutes. Can we get an equaliser? We're still in the game. Can Wanda Luiz make something happen? Because we've got 9 minutes left to oh, he's in. It's a good save from our keeper. I think it's a pretty fair reflection of the game that they have been the better side. Probably 2-0 would be more fair. They're time wasting. But there is a gap between, you know, this league and the top league, and it shows in this game. But we've not disgraced ourselves. We've had some positive moments, and it looks like time's really running out for us here. Can we get one more chance? Doesn't look like it. We've struggled to keep the ball in 62% possession for them, and they're going to hold on pretty comfortably. We've not really threatened much here. I can't think of many big chances, if any, that we've had. Expected goals at the end will be quite low, I do believe, and we've lost. We're out the cup. We never really expected to do much in the cup. 0.56 XG against 1.91. You know, fair play to them. I think they were the best team on the day. The goal from Kara was from a corner, which is disappointing, but we just showed our limitations. You know, Wanda Luiz is our best player. The rest of it, we just didn't really get going in defence and midfield, especially. Diawara gave it obviously a go up top. So a bit of an unfortunate way, but we'll just say unlucky boys. It would have been nice to win there, but it wasn't meant to be. You know, they are a top division club, so you know, it's tricky. I think most of these teams are in the top tier that are into this. Let's just see who's into the quarter final. Because don't think anyone from my league actually won their tie at all. There's still a chance here for Al Shamal against Al Gharafa. In fairness, that could be a potential one. Al Gharafa, maybe that's a winnable game. But yeah, I think there's a gulf between the two. You know, Tadic believes El Mesaimeer. And that was my assistant, I think. Anyway, so that's going to be it for this particular video. It's going to be a long ride now until the start of the next season, if they go on the same schedule, which I presume they will. First league match last year was 9th of September. Current date is 13th of April. What's that? 5 months? April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, 5 months we've got. So you know, I'd imagine pre-season can be at least a month of that, and we will look to get some friendlies in. We're going to look to change the whole playing squad. In terms of finances, we're currently spending 76k per week. We're committed to spending 67, and next season's wage is meant to be 110k a week, which, well, I'll believe that when I see it. But if that is the case, then that's fantastic news. We'll have plenty of money to work with. You know, in terms of contracts that are running out, ironically, our two highest paid guys, we've got to make a decision on them. Wanda Luiz, and also this right back, Ala Al Shibali. So we could easily get rid of 20k of the wage budget. I think we'll probably maybe get rid of this old keeper as well, who's on 1.6k, and look to sort of bring in some guys on, you know, some cheaper deals perhaps. But we can easily free up wage budget if we so desire, which is a real positive. There was one guy that we were looking at. In fact, we might even try and get him now. I'm trying to remember who he is exactly. Yeah, Duvan Angorita. He looks a fantastic player that we could bring in at D mid and probably train him at centre mid. We tried to get him, we cheaped out. Let's see. This time I'm going to give him what the hell he wants, to be honest. I can't remember exactly how much he wanted as a deal. 1.5k. Yeah, this is a very impatient negotiator. I think I don't agree with that he's a patient one. We're going to give him what the hell he wants. 1.5k. wonder if we can just give him a 2-year deal. Let's sweeten up the agent a bit to that, and maybe sweeten up the deal to 1 point. We do have money in reserve. We don't have to be tight and stringent here, and he accepts that deal. So that's going to be our first signing. This guy just stood out. We had him on trial. He's a 21-year-old Colombian, and I mean, you look at that profile. I think for my division, he's going to be one of the best players. Definitely. Where we're going to play him, you know, probably will play him as a ball-winning midfielder, I guess. But you can pretty much use him as what the hell you want him to. Hopefully, no one beats us to the signing of him. It's not confirmed yet, but yeah, we've got a good 5 months to go, and I think I'll do the next video will be sort of start of pre-season. Sorry, maybe first match of the season actually. I would imagine that the squad will be fairly. It'll be different. One thing I'll say is we've not got many contracts running out, so unless we sell some of these, we're not just going to release them or anything. So I think I could see myself bringing in a few players, just in instant feeling. We do need to improve the midfield. That if we sign that player there, it would be big for us. Maybe if we keep Wanda Luis, we're not sure about that, and we definitely need a centre back, at least 1 or 2 centre backs. So I think it all depends what sort of direction I want to go in as well tactically. Maybe it's 4-3-1-2. Might completely change it for next season. I don't even know what I personally want to play in Qatar yet, but I'm going to have to make my decisions quite soon. That's the thing about Journeyman saves, isn't it? But yeah, it's going to be a 20. Sorry, how many game? I can't remember exactly how many matches we play in this league. A 20-game season it's going to be, and let's see how it goes from there. Really, but we're here in Qatar, Al Mesaimeer, and the first 5 games have been okay. 6 games or whatever. We've got a foothold, and look forward to next season, and we'll see you in a few months' time for the next video.